So let's welcome our next guest, Yashodai Damodaran. She is the founder and director of First Step Institute Training Services Private Limited. She is a POSH and POXO consultant, and she's trained more than 50 trainers across India. She's a licensed NLP practitioner and the author of ebook Unprotected Environment, Unspoken Topic and Unheard Voice. She's also the recipient of Industry Icons Award 2021. So Yashodai, a very warm welcome to you on my show today. Thank you for being here on this special day.
My pleasure, Rashmi, my pleasure. So it really feels great to be on live show, that too on a Women's Day with so many eminent speakers.
Great, Yashodai, thanks. So on this special day, being a POSH and POXO consultant, can you give us some inputs into what exactly is POSH and POXO all about?
Yes. See, POSH stands for Prevention of Sexual Harassment at Workplace, and POXO stands for Prevention of Child Sexual Offense. Nowadays, harassment is increasing in every nook and corner of India. To curb all these harassment issues, our government has come up with a law that can give right punishment or that can hear to people who are facing such issues. That is the reason POSH and POXO were released by our Indian government.
Right. I think it's a very good initiative by the government. And how important do you think it is for every woman to know about this law, and why so?
So if we go back to the day when we got freedom, okay, those days women were not so outspoken, or women were not coming out of their home so freely. Maybe they were bound by family responsibilities, some social responsibilities, and they had lots of challenges. But now women have started coming out, and they are excelling in each and every field that is out there in the market. But
Right.
again, if you curb her in the name of harassment, I'm afraid she might go back to that cage of locking herself within her house. So if she has to feel as free and as safe in this environment, then definitely she must know what is the law that is supporting her in terms of sexual harassment. So only if she is aware of it, she'll feel more confident that if there is something of such sort happening to us, how to tackle it and how to overcome it.
Absolutely. So you have given a very important message there, Yashodai, that, though we have the liberty, we might have the fear inside us to go out and do the things that we want to do. So that makes it all the more important for us to know about the POSH and POXO acts. How do you think we can spread this awareness amongst the women fraternity for themselves and also for the sake of children safety?
Yes, sure. Uh, my mission, in fact, mission of all the 50 first trainers in First Step Institute is to make India harassment free by 2030. Okay, so we have
Wow.
50 trainers spread across India: Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Delhi, Kolkata, and Pune. These are the various places in which we have our trainers, and they are doing their bits to spread the awareness among general public. So it's my humble request to all the organization, institutes, and schools who have not yet taken this issue seriously, or who have ignored this important fact of the life. So please give importance to it. Please call for the POSH and POXO consultants like us. In fact, even Rashmi is one of the POSH consultants from Hyderabad, and we will do the rest of it. Okay. So yes, this is my humble request to everybody over here.
I just loved your mission that, it should be a free and safe India by 2030. And as Yashodai said, myself and Yashodai both are POSH enablers. In fact, I got trained under Yashodai. So all the beautiful ladies out there who are listening to this message, if you need any kind of assistance on this topic, you can get in touch with us. And I think, Yashodai, this topic on POSH and POXO has given us quite a few inputs and awareness to all the women fraternity. So I would really like to thank you for being here today on my show and giving me your precious time on this special day. Thank you, Yashodai.
Definitely, Rashmi. It was nice speaking to you, though it was very short. It was very sweet and very, very important for all the women folks over there on Women's Day. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye, Yashodai. Thank you. Our next guest believes that your potential is endless and you are capable of achieving great things if you dream big and work hard. We can spread happiness around if we are happy in the first place. And changing the world starts with changing ourselves, is what she strongly believes. So let's welcome our next guest for today, Miss Pallavi Deshpande. She is a Gen Next trainer, a happiness coach, and a public speaking coach. So, a very warm welcome to you, Pallavi, and thank you for joining in this show today.
Hi Rashmi, thank you so much for having me here on this special day. Firstly, I want to wish you and all the women who are listening to us right now a very happy Women's Day.
Thank you, Pallavi. What are your thoughts on happiness, and especially for women? What message would you like to send across on this special day?
Like Rashmi, we all know, and it's a very fundamental thing. Everyone wants to be very happy in life. But how many of us really work towards it and making it a priority of our life? Right? Happiness is a very internal thing, but most of the times, what we do, we end up giving lots of importance to external situations, people, and other things, which really actually doesn't matter, but we give more importance to it. So it's the sense of happiness is something which is a sense of inner well-being and very fundamental to have a very productive and purposeful life. And definitely everybody knows that it is very good for our overall health. But I have definitely come across lots of women in my life who have kept themselves at the last in their priority list. So what I feel is, I don't know how many of them agree, and some of them disagreed also. What I feel is they need to reverse the order. That means they have to keep themselves at the top of the list and then followed by other important things. Uh, it is not about being selfish at all. It's not at all being selfish if you're keeping yourself at the top. The reason why you have to be at the top of the list is because it is the foundation of everything else you do and with everyone you be with. My favorite quote I always say is, you can't pour from an empty cup. So it all starts with you. You are the base, and it just like a building. If the base is strong, then what you build on this is going to be super strong. So I feel that the gift what God has given us, which is actually priceless. This is priceless, and shouldn't we invest more time on ourselves in self-reflection or self-introspection, knowing our self-worth, what really matters to us? So that's what I feel. Invest little more time in knowing yourself. What do you really want? What makes you happy?
Absolutely, yeah. Pallavi. I think you have brought about a very simple but important point out that lady needs to keep herself happy. So would you like to share some tips and remedies as a happiness coach on how a woman can keep herself happy and the entire family happy thereafter?
Um, the things which I practice, I strongly believe that you have to teach what you preach. So I have definitely practiced these, and I strongly believe, hope it also works for other women. The first tip what I want to give is, no matter what, you must be grateful for the people and things you have in your life. Practice the power of gratitude every single day to attract joy and happiness. So then the second one would be, most of the women, they stop learning after certain age or time or situations or whatever. You must be a lifelong student. I strongly believe that. Whatever it is, have some purpose, learn something new, a skill. Maybe you don't have to master the skill, but just for the fun of it, you'll feel more excited and have enthusiasm to learn new things. That excitement should be there. Don't stop learning. Anything which you like, if you're interested, even if you're not interested, try something new. There's nothing wrong and nothing to lose. Yeah. And be physically active and socially connected. physical, what do you say, physically being active is definitely very important. Everybody knows what are the advantages. And yeah, socially connected is, if you connect with lots of people, talk to them, and especially like-minded people, you'll be more enthusiastic and happy because you'll get to discuss the topics which you like. And one most important thing, I think this is the first tip I have ever got when I started working way back 15 or 18 years back. Don't always have the victim mindset and try to blame others for your happiness. Take charge of your happiness, and then you will see that you'll come out as an amazing person.
Thank you so much, Pallavi, for joining us today on this special day and giving in your valuable inputs. We really appreciate it. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Rashmi, and it was a pleasure being here. Good luck to you and good luck to all the women. Stay awesome and happy. Thank you.
So let's welcome our next special guest for today, Ms. Priya Srivastava. Priya is an expert in talent acquisition and also a certified psychometric assessor for tools used in recruitment and selection. Having worked across India and Dubai for the last 12 years, she combines in her experience a holistic understanding of recruitment and selection and also the evolving trends in human resource industry. So a very warm welcome to you, Priya. Thank you for joining us today on this special occasion.
Thank you so much, Rashmi. And first of all, a very happy Women's Day to everyone out there and to yourself. And thank you so much for helping me join this discussion today. I'm really honored.
Thank you, Priya, and wish you the same. And since you've been in the HR industry for so long, what important message would you like to send out to the women folk today?
So one important message which I believe we must always keep in mind is the importance of constantly learning and upgrading ourselves. Being in human resources, being involved in learning and development, even in talent assessment, there is a lot of emphasis on continuously improving ourselves. So that is the key that none of us should forget. And we should not become comfortable in our space. We should always keep pushing ourselves forward. And that's the only way to move ahead.
Yes, Priya, I think you've brought about a very important point, learning and upgrading yourself. Why do you think it is important to learn and upgrade ourselves in today's world?
So Rashmi, I'll give you a very simple example. In the world of today, we are constantly upgrading and changing our mobiles on a yearly basis. It's because we cannot keep up with the new technology that keeps coming forward. And if we don't upgrade ourselves, we will not be able to be a part of the progress that is happening. Similarly, in our own jobs, if we choose not to learn and not to upgrade, then we will be left behind. There is a lot of new learning happening in every sphere. Analytics is moving ahead. There are psychometric assessments which are bringing in more focus than just interviewing techniques. So if we don't upgrade ourselves, we don't understand how far these technologies go in doing things better, then we will definitely be left behind. The youth today, which is graduating from colleges, is far more informed than what we were when we graduated out of colleges. So there is a lot of competition and we need to keep ourselves at pace with the world. Hence, it's definitely a choice that one must make.
Absolutely right, Priya. I think one really needs to pep up and keep upgrading and learning and be in line with the changing times. Could you, being in the industry for the last 12 years, could you give us a few tips on how one can upgrade and learn and, be in charge of himself?
Yes, sure, definitely. One of the most important things, which I personally also believe in this, and this is what I do in my life, is every 1 or 2 years, take up a small course that enhances the function that you're in. So if I'm in human resources, I take up a small course like improving performance or improving interviewing techniques. So if someone is in marketing, they can take up something on social media techniques. So it doesn't have to be a grand course or an expensive course, but just something that enhances your skills further. And the great thing about doing that is you can immediately adapt it into your work life, practice it, and then you will definitely see the results. Okay.
Absolutely.
And the second, more simpler way is to sit with your colleagues within your department in your free time and try to understand what they are working on and how it impacts and combines with your work in the organization. This will create a real holistic understanding of your function as a whole.
So, right, Priya, you have actually brought about two important points today. One is keep learning, keep upgrading yourself, and collaboration. So, learn together and grow together, because if one runs alone, he runs fast. But if one runs with more people, he can go further. So, that was really
Yes,
informative,
absolutely.
Priya. And I'm sure that everybody listening, everybody who watches this video is going to learn from this and start learning and adapting. So thank you so much for this lovely message, Priya. It was wonderful having you over. Thank you, Priya, for your precious time.
Thank you so much, Rashmi.
So let's welcome our next special guest on our show today, Miss Nafisa Nazneen. Nafisa is a corporate trainer, a posh enabler, a student facilitator, a passionate microbiologist, and a passionate podcaster. So, welcome on our show today, Nafisa. We are very happy and delighted to have you over here.
Thank you so much, Rashmi. Even I am happy and delighted to be part of your show today. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
My pleasure, Nafisa. And since you are a passionate podcaster, we'd like to hear your special introduction from your own self.
Sure, I love my introduction. Well, hello friends. I am Nafisa Nazneen, blessed to be mother of a smart son, wife to a loving, talented, handsome, having a decade of working experience as a microbiologist, now turned a soft skill, life skill, corporate and public trainer, come speaker, and I'm a podcaster too. I firmly believe that I am born to shine, and so are all living creatures. Thank you so much.
Wow, what a lovely intro, Nafisa.
Yeah.
That was amazing. So, on this special occasion of Women's
Thank
Day,
you.
Nafisa, what message would you like to send out to our women fraternity?
Well, first of all, Rashmi, I would love to wish you and all our viewers a very, very happy Women's Day 2020, International Women's Day, right? So, yes, on this special occasion, I would love to share small tips, you can say, the why and the how about, the importance of body language, because I myself, I feel being a woman, body language is something which we should be very much aware of, whether we work in, I mean, whether we are in our professional life or in personal or in homemaker, it hardly matters. The way we portray, the way we are, it's a part of communication skills, our body language. So I'll be speaking short on that.
Wow, interesting. I think body language is a very informative concept. And yes, we'd like to hear it from you.
Yeah, sure. So I would love to start with, a beautiful quote, not exactly the quote, but yeah, it's a belief which is said in the Holy Quran, that a woman, when she is born as a daughter, I mean, when she's born, when she is gifted to a family, so she is considered as a very beautiful soul, right? And when she becomes she opens the door of Jannah to her father when she is born in this earth to a family. When she becomes a wife, she opens the door, or say iman of her husband increases when she becomes a wife to a husband. And when becomes a mother, then the whole Jannah is put on her feet. So this is the dignity of a woman in Islamic Quran, which people have modified and manipulated in so many ways, but the actual essence of a woman in Islam is this. And apart from that, women are, they are the greatest selfless love, care, and affection thing which God has created. We women are so beautiful. I feel really lovely to born as a woman. I really love, and I feel the same for other women as well. Respect and lot of love. So apart from that, yes, but the thing is, we are nurturer, we are the creation of that almighty creator. So we have the power to transform life, to nurture, and we can give birth, we can groom a life, and apart from that, we have the capability to transform life, right? So until and unless we are fulfilled from inside, how can we give to the other person, right? So that is why I considered that communication skills part, that is body language, is something very important. Because being a posh enabler also, I feel that we women have been treated more like a sex object by the society many a time. Though the scenario is changing now, but still it persists. It exists still, and it's very prominent. I won't name how it is prominent, but yes, it is prominent. So we have to take care, ladies, how we are portraying ourselves, how, we have to be conscious, we have to be mindful about how we are communicating with the other person. I'm not talking about the other person as a male or a female, it can be any gender, but then we should be mindful, right? How we are walking, how we are talking, what type of hand gestures, what type of facial expressions we are giving to the other person. So these all things, they matter a lot about people judging you or assuming or making opinions about you, right? So we have to take care of that thing. This is what I find important, why body language is important in a woman's life. Actually, it is important for everyone's life, but women being a woman, women's day and all those things, so I find that is more relatable to this.
Absolutely, Nafisa, you very aptly put in that body language is one such thing which we can manage our own selves, and we can portray and send it out, in the right way, get across the right message to people. And I'm sure, as you said, it could send out wrong messages or the right messages, which would help you in getting better opportunities as well, both on the personal front and the professional front. So in this regards, Nafisa, could you give us some few tips which would help us improve our body language?
Sure, I would love to give that, Rashmi. So I'll share three basic, very basic tips. They are very basic, but yes, they are, very important one. So the first one is my favorite one, which is smile. The Prophet Muhammad has said that smile as much as you can, because this is a free charity that we are giving to mankind. So it's for free. Why don't you smile? So we need to smile, but make sure that that smile again is not going to give a wrong signal to the other person, right? So we have to be again mindful and conscious about what type of smile, whether it is a flirty smile or a sarcastic smile. There are other so many types of smile also. So we have to make sure that your smile should be genuine one, and of course, I mean, they should be honest. You should be honest with your feelings, and your smile. Your smile should convey that, right? So I believe that we should give smile. That is the first thing that your body language should reflect about you as a person. Now, coming to the second point is your eye contact, which is again an important thing. Now many a time people, they find it difficult to have eye contact, but it is again an important thing. We have to when we are communicating with people, we need to know that yes, the other person is understanding, and that you can understand until and unless you look into the eyes of the other person, right? Now that should be a general looking, not a gazing, so that the other person feels conscious, or you are making him or her embarrassed. So that should not be there. So you have to know, you should know the duration for how long you should have that eye contact and all. So that is another important aspect, or say tips to have eye contact during body language when you are conveying that. And the third, in a nutshell, I have clubbed all the things like your hand gesture, your entire body movement, your facial expression, you know, how you're carrying yourself, what type of dresses you're wearing. So depending on the things, this entire part will I have clubbed together and portrayed, presenting you all as point number 3. So we have to take care of how we are, what type of gestures and expressions we are presenting to the other person. So because I believe that body language is nothing but a presentation of ourself to the other person, right? We are presenting, we are gifting to the other person. Apart from the information which we are sharing with our words, we are presenting ourselves without words. So we have to be, friends, very mindful and conscious about that. So these 3 tips I can say I would like to share with the audiences. Rashmi, I hope you like this.
I loved it. Actually, the first body language that you mentioned, the first tip, smile. I really loved it. And we could see it throughout the episode. We could see, Nafisa, that you were smiling and full of energy. So
Thank
that
you.
definitely gives out the right signal to anybody across you. And it's one curve that sets things straight. Smile is one curve which sets things straight. So yeah, as you mentioned, very, very good information, Nafisa. I'm sure it's going to help all the people who are watching this, and we can present ourselves and we can use our body language to, portray the right message and get across and get better opportunities. So thank you so much, Nafisa, for giving such good inputs on our show today, and I loved having you on my show. Thank you so much for your precious time, and happy Women's Day.
I'm really very happy. Thank you, Rashmi, for giving me this opportunity. And I wish you one more time, keep shining. That is what I tell people. Keep shining more and more. God bless you, and also your viewers. Not your, they are our viewers actually. So please, friends, smile a lot. Be mindful about whatever you are doing. Be conscious. Do it in the right way. And yes, stay blessed, stay happy, and happy, very, very happy International Women's Day to all the ladies, beautiful ladies, and the gentlemen, of course. So God bless everyone. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Nafisa. Pleasure having you over. Thank you.
Yeah.
So let's welcome our next special guest for today, Miss Radhika. Radhika has a decade of experience in teaching, and today she's a life skills coach and a soft skills trainer. She herself, being a very bubbly and happy person, strongly believes in the mantra that live life to the fullest. So a very warm welcome to you, Radhika, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks so much, Rashmi, for the wonderful introduction, and thanks for inviting me.
My pleasure, Radhika. On this special occasion, what is the message that you would like to give out to the women, beautiful ladies out there?
I would like to tell all the women out there to prioritize themselves, give importance to themselves, and understand the importance of self-love.
Well said. So what do you think is priority all about?
I would start by saying a beautiful quote which says that make yourself a priority, because at the end of the day, you are your longest commitment. Women feel very guilty if they put themselves first. They feel it's being selfish, but actually it is self-care. If you give importance to yourself, it means you are being nicer, kinder, and compassionate to yourself. By putting yourself first, the entire happiness lies in your hands.
Very true. So do you think that women don't prioritize themselves?
Exactly. Majority of women do not prioritize themselves at all. I think we have taken this from our grandmothers, mothers. And if you see those Amitabh Bachchan movies with all those mothers always sacrificing themselves, I think it's ingrained in our minds to give to be everything to everyone. So we are actually people pleasers and always ready to do everything for everyone. So in this process, we neglect ourselves and we just don't have time for ourselves.
Very aptly said, Radhika. I think it's really high time that everybody gets up and take care of their own self first before taking care of everybody around. And what other
Exactly.
benefits, what other benefits do you think would come in if a person prioritizes herself?
See, if there's a very beautiful quote which says that fill your cup fully and then give away the overflowing, but then keep the cup full for yourself. Did you get it?
Yeah.
So it's like, do not lose yourself for others.
First, take care of yourself.
So first thing is, you do not have to be everything to everyone. Just delegate some work. At times you can say no. You don't have to say yes for everything. Maximum people say yes because they just want to please everyone around them. And women have so many people whom they love, their parents, their children, their spouse, relatives, and friends. So they just want to please everyone. So I think that's not very important. They can just say no whenever it's not possible.
Very true. And would you like to add on some more tips on how one can, give priority to oneself? Because as you said, a woman has so many people to look after, her children, her husband, her parents. So sometimes she loses herself in the process. So is there something that she can do to make sure that she's taking care of herself first so that she can in turn take care of the others? Any tips on that?
So as I said, you have to take time for yourself and you have to delegate the responsibilities. It's not that you are the only person who has to look after everyone. Each one is responsible for themselves. So don't be under the burden of looking after everyone. Each one has to live their life.
Very, very informative and very aptly brought about, Radhika. I think you've brought about very important points, that prioritization in life and then delegation of what can be done by others. It makes life so much simpler and it gives you that time and scope to do other things as well in life, to explore more, because there's so much to life. So I'm sure all the beautiful ladies out there who are listening to this video will go ahead and find themselves and whatever they love to do with the process of prioritization, delegation. And is there anything else that you would like to add on this, Radhika?
Yeah, I would end by saying that be there for others, but don't lose yourself.
Wow. Beautiful and meaningful lines. On a very special occasion. With this, I would like to thank you, Radhika, for joining us today. And thank you for giving us your precious time. Wish you a very happy Women's Day.
Thank you so much, Rashmi, and wish you also a very happy Women's Day. And you're doing a great job. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Radhika. Lovely having you over. Thank you. With this, I would like to thank all our special guests today for giving us their valuable inputs on various topics and also their precious time. I also want to thank our audiences for watching us and listening to us. And I hope you have enjoyed all these episodes. And if you have, please don't forget to pass this on to your loved ones so that even they get an insight into this and feel empowered. Thank you.